This is just a short little video right here, boys and girls. Just recently bringing up a topic that I saw recently this past week, Valentine's week, whatever. I'm watching some YouTube channels, and I'm kind of flabbergasted at the same time, shocked that I'm gonna call them amateur wrestling podcasters or YouTubers, whatever. Kind of shocked that Triple H said that Velveteen Dream, who's in NXT, is still training. And I'm talking on this topic because there are those amateur wrestling shield channels that did not know that even a wrestler who are, how can I say, 10 years in the business or 5 years in business, they still have to train every day. And people can say, but they're pro wrestlers, they don't need to train every day, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Think about this. Well, if a football player did not practice every day, or every week, or whatever their schedule is, they'd be shit on the football field and they get cut. Well, if a basketball player did not practice on the basketball court, he'll get fired and he'll look like shit. Same thing with tennis, same thing with hockey, same thing with baseball, same thing with all these other sports. Wrestling is no different. In wrestling, you have to train, keep your body in shape. Otherwise, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to be with a company for a long time. Because they're going to see, hey, this person is not pulling their weight. This person is not doing their job. Look at them. They're shit. They're terrible. Blah, blah, blah. So, I follow plenty of wrestlers on social media, whether it's Twitter, whether it is Instagram, what have you. But I'm kind of shocked and appalled because people are like, "Oh, wrestlers shouldn't be training. Wrestlers shouldn't be practicing still, even though they're veterans." No, I follow Kelly. No, not Kelly. Sorry about that. Killer Kelly, Charlie Evers, Crimson from TNA fame, and plenty of other wrestlers who I see from time to time in the weight room lifting weights. Why? Because they're keeping their bodies toned. They're keeping their body in shape. Or they're in the wrestling ring like I used to watch Kaylee Ray. She used to be in the wrestling ring, I think it was Freelance Wrestling or something like that, where she in there practicing her move. Chris Bay from Impact, Trey McGill from Impact. So many wrestlers do that. They all train on the off days. Why? Because if they train the off days, they'll keep their bodies in shape to wrestle. You don't want to come out looking like Goldberg, the latest Goldberg look, condition, whatever you want to call it, and almost botch your own move. There's so many people that need retraining, even if they think they're a pro. They need retraining. Like Carmella, she went for a dive through the ropes and almost broke her neck because she overshot herself. Similar to Undertaker when he did that dive off over the ropes and tried to hit Shawn Michaels, but he didn't. I'm gonna kind of relate this to another thing, like comedians. One of my favorite comedians is Godfrey. He said he was told when he was doing stand up that the number of years you are the age. How do you word? He said, if you are 5 years old in wrestling, that's how old you are related to real life. So 5 years old in comedy, you still don't know the full gist of comedy. No, it's 5 years. You're 5 years into comedy, it's like you being a 5-year-old. You don't know what the heck you're doing. 10 years in the business, you still know what you're doing, because sometimes you can still mess up. Same thing with wrestling. It does not matter if you've been in there 1 year, 5 years, 7 years. You still have to train your body to stay in good shape. And like I said with the other analogy with the other sports, they're staying in shape. So why is it wrestling, which is quote unquote a sport, not doing the same thing, keep their bodies in shape? Because they do. And the reason why so many amateur Shield channels don't know about this is because wrestlers don't promote this. Wrestlers don't talk about this all the time. And those Shield channels, they do the bare minimum when it comes to the details, up to updates. They only go for the clicks. They don't go deep dive into all information. So that's the difference between me and them. I actually follow wrestlers and I look at what they're doing. I talk about it. Whereas other ones, they just go for the headlines because that's the only thing that sells for them. So this is BlastboxxTV. Remember the whole ordeal. Like, share, subscribe, comment wherever you comment. I really don't give a damn. Follow me on Twitter. Follow my podcast on Twitter. Enjoy and remember one thing: stay out of the blast radius. You might just get burned.